Currently, Indiana is boat racing Illinois in football. So that's cool. I don't care about either team, and I don't think Nebraska plays either team this year. So, anyways, what I got going on is I went to the parts store because I didn't think that the shocks that I have were going to clear. I thought that they were going to be too big and then they would bottom out and then that would ruin the shock. So I went to the parts store. First went to NAPA. So I went to NAPA. They were closed here in town. So then I went to O'Reilly's. The nice guy searched and found some shocks, and they didn't have anything in stock, so I didn't buy them. Apparently the shocks for this 1959 Ford F100 are getting to be a little bit rare just because of this post. Because of the posts. They all now have the, I don't know what you call that, the circle or whatever, where it's like that. I don't know what you call that. But anyways, these shocks are getting harder to find. So eventually I left O'Reilly's and I called up NAPA, the big NAPA, like the NAPA warehouse for Omaha, and they said that they had some in stock. So I drove like 30 minutes to NAPA, the big warehouse, and then I debated with the guy back and forth, and we kind of went back and forth about if it's gonna work or not. What I got going on, this space here to that space up there, that space to that space, that's 13 inches. So I've read online that you need 2 inches to expand and 2 inches back to contract. So if I had 13 inches from here to here, okay, so now I have this. I measured it when it was on the ground and tires were on it and it was sitting, and it was 13 inches. Now it's fully extended, and it's about 16 inches right on the dot, fully extended. So I think the shocks that I got, I think they max out at like 17 inches or something like that. 19, 17 inches, I don't know, I gotta look. But I'm not really worried about maxing it out. I'm not gonna take this thing off of jumps or anything. That'd be pretty ridiculous if I did. But I was concerned about contracting, because the shock I have would have, the shock that I have is, I believe, a 12-inch compressed shock. So I needed something smaller, and so I was looking at like a 10-inch compressed shock. So that's what I got. Basically all it is the stock 1959 Ford F100 shock, and I'm gonna try it and see if it works. The problem with that is if I bottom it out, I ruin the shock, and I'm gonna kill the shock. So there's a very likely chance that I do that, and I have to get some custom shocks made, which is, I guess, that sucks, because I spent a good over $100 on these shocks. So, but we'll see it. I guess you never know until you try, you know. All right, so these are the shocks that I got. That's the part number 5826. sure that I do these the right way. It said, I think it said, you gotta do these, the big nipple towards the bracket and little nipple towards the top, I guess. I don't know. We'll find out if I did it wrong when everything snaps in half and nothing works. Alright, so that's on there. This one. And this one. I already feel like that's making it a difference. I haven't test driven this thing yet, so we'll see how that goes. So far, this is like the easiest thing I've done on this truck. It was easier than taking the shocks out. God forbid I do it wrong, though. There's always something I do wrong. Okay, righty tighty, lefty loosey. Didn't need to hold it last time. It just stayed there. Yeah, that's about as good as I want to go. And I think that'll hold it. There was some kind of nut, like a lock nut. I'm gonna go figure that out. So this is what I don't like. Watch this. I just don't like that at all. It's like I don't have it set in there tight enough. I'm gonna go in ahead and try and tighten that. I'm gonna take this cotter pin out and I'm just gonna try and tighten it. I'm not gonna take it out, but I'm gonna tighten it. Let's see what size that is. That's probably way bigger than a 9/16. Boy, that is loose. Jeez. It gets to be to the point where the only thing I guess holding it is a cotter pin. Try and tighten it up a little bit. I guess you don't want it too tight, you know. But damn, it's got to be tighter than that. All right, now we can see. That seems much better. That seems much better. Let's go one more turn. Let's figure out where the hole is. It's right there. Gotta get the hole to get lined up so I can put the cotter pin in. Don't know where hole is. There it is. Come back a little bit. Man, that's so much better. Feel how tight that is. I don't see that moving at all now. Yeah. Because any little play is going to be super exaggerated. where's that pin? Perfect. I should have did this in the first place. Come out. Now I gotta go do the other side. Alright, now I'm doing the driver's side. I should get a creeper because this is dumb. I don't know why I'm laying down here on the floor like a peasant. Just wiggle a lot. Not too bad. Terrible. I felt fine. I don't know. Felt fine. I think I'm just gonna leave this side. If I have to, I know why it's loose. Alright, I'm gonna put the tires back on. Holy cow, it's 42-10. Gonna be looking for new tires here pretty soon. Ugh. Get her on the ground.